Welcome to APD iConnect. Add a new service to an approved cost plan. Unlink, relink the consumer budget. This is from the Waiver Support Coordinator Case Management Manual, Chapter 11, Cost Plan. To add a new service to an approved plan, the user must add a new plan service, link the plan to the budget, and pass validation. The plan has been validated and reviewed by the region and/or state. The plan status is approved, and the plan is read-only. The WSC will need to reverse the status of the plan before adding a new service. The WSC must use the WSC Cost Plan Adjustment role, select the APD waiver plan record in an approved status, File, Reverse Status. The plan status is in draft status and is editable. The WSC must now change to the WSC CDC role to continue to add the plan service to the cost plan. Unlink the plan to the consumer budget, add the plan service, relink the plan to the consumer budget, check to make sure all other plan services on the plan have the region and/or state office decision. If the region and/or state office has updated all other plan services, the WSC can change the plan status to no review required, validate the plan. If the plan fails validation, review the plan validation report and proceed accordingly. Please note that it is possible that a plan may still fail validation after completing the previous steps because some plan services require two-tiered approval, meaning the region and/or state must update the plan service status and plan status to approved. To enter the new plan service to the approved cost plan, the WSC enters into APD iConnect in the WSC CDC role. The plan is in an approved status and is in read-only. The WSC must change to the WSC Cost Plan Adjustment role. Upon entering the Cost Plan Adjustment role and locating the consumer plan, on the Plans tab, the WSC will access the plan by entering anywhere in the white area, and the plan is in an approved or grayed out status. The WSC must place the plan in a draft status to be able to add the new plan service by going to File, Reverse Status. The plan is now in a draft status and is editable. Want to File, Save and close the plan. The WSC must now change back to the WSC CDC role and begin to add the new plan service. Once accessing the consumer record, before adding plan services, the WSC must unlink the consumer budget that is attached to the plan. Click on the Consumer Budgets tab. The budget that is available and that is linked to the plan displays at the bottom. You enter into the budget by clicking anywhere in the white area and go to the Linked Plans tab. The plan that is linked to the budget will display, and the budget must be unlinked. To unlink the budget, you click on the check mark of the appropriate budget, Tools, Unlink the plan. The plan is now successfully unlinked from the budget, and the new plan service can be added. Access the consumer plan by clicking on the Plans tab, And the plan that's associated for the consumer will appear at the bottom. You enter into the plan anywhere by clicking in the white area. The plan is in a draft status, and now the new plan service can be added. Click on Plan Services, File, Add a Plan Service. The fiscal year is 2021 in our example, and our plan service begin date is September the 1st. The end date is the end of the fiscal year, June 30, 2021. We'll choose the index subobject code by clicking on the gray ellipsis. We are in the Northeast region waiver, iBudget waiver. When you click into the index subobject code, it populates in the plan services field. The service that we're entering is respite. Respite requires a service ratio, which is 1:1 for our example. The county auto-populates from the consumer demographics. Geographic differential is non-geographic. The provider rate type is agency. And to enter the service code of respite, you click on the gray ellipsis and search for the service code. We are going to search by description by adding in the 4-digit description for the respite code and hitting search. Once the service code appears, you click into the service code anywhere in the white area, and it will populate into the plan service. The units per in our example is 4 units per calendar day. So our units of measure is calendar day. And you'll see that the system automatically populated our total number of units. Annualized units are how many units this consumer would use for the full fiscal term of the next fiscal year. In this instance, 4 units per calendar day would be a total of 1460 annualized units. The provider ID is chosen by clicking on the gray ellipsis and searching for the provider by name. If in the event, at the time that the plan service is being added, if the provider is unknown, you can choose Pending Provider. Once the provider pulls into the screen, you click on the provider and they will populate into the plan service. You notice that the rate and the max amount is pre-populated. Authorization notes and comments are mandatory, so we'll add our notes. Once your notes are added, the plan service is in a proposed status and it should stay in a proposed status. File, save and close the plan service. Now that the new plan service has been added, the budget must be relinked to the consumer plan. So you file, close the plan services, click into the Consumer Budgets tab. Again, the budget appears and you click anywhere in the white area to access the budget. Click on Linked Plans, File, Link to Plan, and the consumer plans or plans will display. You choose the correct plan by scrolling all the way over to the right, clicking on the arrow, and a link button appears. You click on the button, and the message says that the selected plan has been successfully linked to the consumer budget. You file and close the budget. Now that the consumer budget has been relinked to the plan, you can proceed to plan validation. Click on the Plans tab and access the consumer plan. File, save and validate the plan. If you get View Issues, you click on View Issues and click OK, and the plan validation report will populate. Now, the plan validation report states that all initial plans require region review. Our plan has already been reviewed by the region, and so it doesn't need to be reviewed again. Our plan validation report doesn't give us any indication that our service, which we added of respite, needs to be reviewed. However, the WSC wants to check all of the additional plan services to make sure that the region and/or state has updated all of the plan services. Click on the Plan Services tab, review each plan service. We have support coordination, which we will enter into the plan service, and ensure that the plan service status is region review approved. File, close the plan service. The respite plan service was just added. When we click into the respite service, because our plan validation report did not indicate that it needed to be sent for state or region review, the WSC can change the plan service status to approved. File, save and close. However, remember, had the plan validation report stated that the plan service that we added needed region or state office review, we would have proceeded to putting the plan in a pending status and sending it forward for review. In our instance, we can now go to Plan Information, put the status of our plan into No Review Required, file, save and validate the plan, and our plan has now been saved and validated successfully. Now that the plan has been saved and validated, the additional plan service that we added of respite needs to have an authorization. So you go to the Plan Services tab, save your changes, and you have to indicate in iConnect which service you're creating an authorization for. In our instance, it's respite quarter hour. We do so by clicking into the box all the way over to the right of that service. We go to File, Create Authorization. Our authorization has been created. Our plan is linked to the budget. You want to keep in mind that a plan service can require two-tiered approval, which means that the state office or the region must update the plan service status and the plan status to approved if the plan service or services that are being added requires that. In our instance, it did not. We want to go to File, close the plan service, and we have now added our new plan service of respite to the plan. Resources and reference material, such as frequently asked questions, e-learning videos, training manuals, and quick reference guides are located at apdcares.org, the e-learning library. If you get stuck, the APD iConnect support desk has hours Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Their contact number is 1-800-353-5168, and they are there to help you with iConnect support. We also have a dedicated email, iConnect@apdcares.org. You can email here if you have questions or need direction as to which way to go to resolve an issue with iConnect. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.